everyone, and welcome back to Your Princess is Problematic.
Here at YPIP, we dive deep into the movies we enjoyed in our childhoods.
That we are being forced to watch through the eyes of our childs.
Or that my best friend's childs make me watch.
And we watch these with nostalgia goggles on.
And then we dissect them and rip them to shreds.
With our adult brains for your adult enjoyment.
That's Jess.
That's Nikki.
And I'm Thomas.
And this week we are talking about our 1-year podcast-iversary. Was that it?
Yay!
I said Podversary, but that works also.
Oh, Podversary. I couldn't remember what word we agreed on. What word was I trying to say before?
Podcastiversary?
I think podcast-evationship or something what I was trying to say.
I don't know.
It's our pod birthday.
Pod birthday birth. 1 year.
Our birthcast.
1 year ago, on May 17th, 2019, we released to you our very first episode, Aladdin. Where we had one microphone.
Yes,
and
we're all crowded around.
And we crowded around one microphone.
Yes.
And we had exactly...
3 voices, one microphone, one dream.
One dream. And just like then, we had 60 listeners, just like now. Thank you. Thank you for staying, everybody. You 60 people.
Oh, goodness.
That was it. That's the episode. Thanks for listening.
That's it.
And we're here to tell you that we're not going to keep going.
No. But wait, there's more.
No. So instead of doing Onward, like we said we were going to do, we decided we're not. We decided we didn't want to do that, actually. Because, well, none of us wanted to.
Accurate. Not that it's a bad movie or anything, we just didn't feel like it.
It makes it sound like we've got something against that movie specifically. We really don't. We just didn't want to watch a fucking movie.
None of us felt like it. It's
pandemic, man.
We just didn't feel like it. None of
COVID.
us.
We got the COVID blues.
Like, we literally...
weird right now.
Thomas and I kept looking at each other all this past week. I was like, one of us needs to message Jess about, like, we need to talk about, like, when we're recording. And Thomas was like, okay, yeah. And I was like, yeah, okay. And neither one of us said anything to her at all. At all. And then I was like, we have to say something about recording. We gotta figure out when we're recording, man. So obviously he and I were both just like, nah, man.
Yeah.
And then when Jess was like, yeah, let's record Monday. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And you were like, yeah, let's watch it this weekend. And I was like, I guess. Sure.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
Right.
I felt the same way.
Yeah. Didn't feel like watching a movie and taking notes at all. I'm too busy right now. I don't want to.
Yeah. Shit's going down on the face painting robot front.
Yeah, that too. That too. What is going on with the face paint? You tell everybody, Jess. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Well, as most of you know, Nikki and I are face painters, and Thomas is a balloon twister.
Do they know that?
We normally do these at party environments and, like, group gatherings and such.
All the things that we can't do right now.
Yeah, they're not a thing right now,
that aren't happening right now.
Kind of out of business for a little bit. But we did discover a way to make some money in the interim.
Mm-hmm.
So we are making balloon yard art.
Yeah.
For, like, people's little drive-by party parades that they're having nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Or, just whatever. Just for people to look out their window and see something pretty. That's not depressing for once.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, we've
But it's been a very steep learning curve.
Yes.
Nikki was like, so we're gonna start learning how to do these. And then, like, that same day, she advertised it on Facebook. And immediately got inundated with, like, way too many requests for a group of people who did not have supplies or knowledge on how to do the thing.
I was like, guys, I'm sorry. I didn't expect everybody to start asking for it right away, but we have to start learning it tomorrow. We have to start it now. It's happening now. So
Yeah. Well, would you rather not be making money or making money?
I mean, yeah. So we went live today, everybody, and now it's happening. And here we go. So, as Thomas and Jess and I were all slugging our way to recording, I texted Jessica last night and I said, I just spent all day crying as I was packing up my face painting stuff and putting it into storage. I don't feel like sitting down tonight and watching Onward and taking notes. I feel like sitting down in front of the TV and watching a comedy instead, like Legally Blonde. And that's what I did last night and zoned out and watched TV and sat on the computer and did nothing. And it was lovely. And I played with my new Cricut that my best friend got me for my birthday. And yeah, I'm just going to give you all the credit. And,
Yep, it was totally just me and not at all anyone else.
Yep. And
Sorry, Thomas.
I didn't really do anything, so.
Thomas supported me. And
I stole the plan. I stole the idea.
I had mentioned to Thomas that I wanted to do, like, a ranking episode, and this was something that we've kind of done on a Patreon episode before, but it turned into, like, a game, a battleship. A battleshipception is what we kind of called it, and it was kind of fun. Mm-hmm. And then I mentioned doing something like this with Thomas the other night. He was like, oh, we do like an NFL draft sort of thing. And I said, yeah,
because I totally know how an NFL draft works.
Yep. And so do we.
Yep. So yeah, and so today, as Thomas and I were sitting at lunch, I said to him, I was like, so should we do like our favorite, like, should we like go through and do, like, best kids movies? Should we do, like, best Disney movies? Should we do the princesses and, like, rank them in hotness or princes or, like, villains and, like, how badass they are? Or, like, and Tom's like, what about, like, all the movies that, like, we've done so far or something? And I go, oh, and I said, well, that would be just, like, a really broad spectrum, though. And he goes, yeah, but, like, aren't we coming up on our 1 year? And I'm like, didn't we start in, like, September? And Thomas was like...
Oh, sweet summer child.
For some reason.
Right? And then Thomas is like, no, I'm pretty sure we started in, like, May. And I'm like, no, we didn't. And he's like, and pulls up the app and he goes, yeah, May 17th. And I was like, when does this episode come out? And he goes, May 15th. And I go, oh. I'm like, so we were about to record an episode and not even acknowledge that it was going to be our 1 year anniversary. I'm like, we're the worst. And I'm like, so welcome to the 1 year podcast anniversary episode, special episode where we are going to rank our movies that we've done so far and NFL draft the shit out of them. Yeah.
Yes. I've got a few questions for you.
Okay. I have kind of a plan of how we're going to do it, but go ahead with your question. What is your question?
So, my question for you, well, first of all, I'm going to tell you that you sent me a list of all the movies that we've watched so far.
Yes.
And told me to write them down, and I was kind of debating on doing that or not doing that, and then as you read each title off, put it where I think I would put it.
That's fine, too. That's also
potentially, like, fuck up and have to,
Okay, so
that's what I'm doing.
That's fine. So, because that actually will work also fine, because this is what my plan is. Also, I was considering having an honorary slot number 40 and have it be Kindergarten Cop. And have it also brought on. I didn't know if you guys wanted to have it be included, because we didn't do a technical episode accounting it, but we did technically do it. But
that's my second question is, on what are we ranking these based on? Are we ranking these based on how much we enjoyed the movie, how much we enjoyed our episode on the movie, or how good the movie is, whether we enjoyed it or not?
So what I plan on doing tonight is I'm going to name the movie, and we're going to go in order of which we did the movies in, and we're going to just kind of quickly recap with each other, like, how we felt about the episode, how we felt like doing, like, just kind of like you know, like when you watch a TV show and they do like those recap episodes that you kind of sort of hate when you watch them because you feel like the writers were just really lazy and just put scenes together. You know, but we're not doing that because we're not throwing clips in and shit like that because that's not the kind of people we are.
You know us, we don't do that.
We don't do that shit. Unless you listened to Wally last week, everybody, and you heard how cool I threw an MP3
Oh, it was
in
really
there.
cool. I told you that it was cool.
Thank you.
Text message.
I did some cool editing last week, everybody. Thanks, Jess, for listening.
Yeah, so tell all your friends to listen to our podcast.
Yeah, guys, Nikki was cool editing. Anyway, so my plan is that I'm going to say the episode. We're going to just kind of, in general, talk about like, oh yeah, when we recorded it, and then, you know, maybe kind of do like, after, we talked about it and like discussed it as a group, you know, my feelings for the movie may feel, you know, because I know that after we watched the movie and kind of sat and digested them and discussed them really deep, that my feelings for a lot of these movies completely changed versus like what they were totally. So my ranking for the movie is going to be in a completely different spot than it would have been like a year ago or 2 years ago. Okay, so the way that I think that we should do this is... So the way that I think that we should do this, that I just came up with all by myself.
Nikki came up with this idea all by herself.
All by myself. No. So the way
just like I got Nikki the Cricket all by myself.
So the way that we're going to do it is I'm going to name the movie and we're going to go in order that we recorded. And we're just going to kind of do a quick recap of the episode generally, like go like, do you remember this in the episode, blah, blah, blah. If we have any memories or anything like that about them, I don't really know how much I'll remember about anything. But maybe things will come up, maybe they won't. When we're done with it, you're going to put it in whatever spot on your list that you think it needs to go in. And you're going to rank it on your list in a secret spot that you're not going to tell us. Nobody wants... Well, it's going to be easy for Jess because we can't see her list at all. Thomas and I have to hide them from each other. And you're going to rank it according to how you feel about the movie now, today, after you have sat and dissected this movie with us as a group, etc. Because I know, and you guys say yes, you agree with me when I say this, but I know that after we talked about these movies that most of my opinions changed about these movies completely.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then at the end, what do you want to announce what we're going to do at the end?
What?
Me?
Jessica, since Thomas doesn't know what we're talking about.
Me,
at the end of the ranking.
Yeah, so at the end of the ranking, we are going to guess each other's top 5 picks and bottom 5 picks.
Oh, yes, that.
Which I'm excited.
Yes.
To see if I remember how everybody feels about these movies.
So this is going to be interesting.
I black out
because
during
while
every
we're
episode.
Right. What's going to be interesting, it's like we're going to be playing Clue because while we're all talking about the episodes, I'm going to be wanting to take notes about what everybody else is saying about them. So I'm going to gather information about you guys. Who gets a prize if we get good answers?
Nikki gets a cricket.
I get a cricket. I already win. Okay. Ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
The first movie that we did back in May of 2019 was
Episode 1.
Episode 1. Let's take you back to Aladdin in 1992.
We didn't record it in 1992. The movie came out in 1992.
Yes, we absolutely did. Podcasting was a thing back then.
That episode was so long.
It was so long.
That episode, because I remember, so Thomas edited it, and then before he edited it, his first edit he sent to us, and I think he had us listen to it. Remember, we listened to it?
Yeah, I think so.
And then we sent him edits, and then he edited it again, and I think we listened to it again before he posted it, so we listened to it 3 times. 3 times.
It was the first time I had ever edited anything.
Yeah, it was so long, and I don't even remember if I listened to, the whole thing. I wish I could see how long it is on my phone.
I think we recorded for about 3.5 hours, and I think it ended up being about 2.5 hours long.
So long.
That sounds about right.
I remember Jessica being really funny on it, doing her Jasmine impression.
I don't remember a goddamn thing other than me expressing my hatred of Jasmine and Aladdin.
Yeah, you did have a lot of nasty stuff to say about them.
I hate them.
You do. It was very, it was very surprising to me to hear how much you hated them because I love Aladdin, and I was just like, and I remember being like, am I going to regret doing this podcast with Jessica? Is she going to sit and like rip all of these movies that I love so much to shreds? And I was like, what did I agree to do with her? So yeah. What about you, Thomas? Any thoughts about Aladdin?
I just remember editing sucked. Because it took forever.
Poor Thomas, back when he was the sole editor of the podcast.
This is before any of us. Just
To be fair, I was the sole editor of the podcast for the first 20-something episodes.
I was going to say, if you look at this list, we don't start editing until way down here.
Yup.
Yeah.
That's when it gets better.
Suck it,
Just
Thomas.
kidding. Sorry, Thomas. Suck it, Thomas.
But yeah, I remember really liking doing the recording of it. It was super fun, and I was glad that we started doing it, and I'm glad that we're still doing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't really remember much about what we talked about or anything.
Because we recorded for like 4 hours.
Yeah, and it was a year ago.
Yes.
Right.
All right. Aladdin, rank it. Okay. Episode 2, Up.
Up. Yes.
Up blew my mind for 2 reasons. Number 1, I forgot how boring it was. That is a boring movie.
Oh.
It's kind of boring. Like, well, it's kind of slow paced.
I think I remember that being one of my notes, is that it's like an 1.5-hour movie, but it felt like a 2-hour movie.
Yeah. And B, when Jessica pointed out that it is the metaphor of him dying and going to heaven, that whole thing, or one of you guys said that whole thing?
I don't think I did. I think you read that on the internet.
Reading that thing on the internet blew my mind, and that made me think of the movie completely differently, though. And, like, Russell being, like, his guardian angel and, like, bringing him to heaven and stuff. I was like, that's actually kind of cool, actually.
I just remember that I described this movie as being a crossover between Wizard of Oz and Jurassic Park.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. That's funny.
I still think it's accurate.
Yeah.
Nerd.
I do still love Doug and Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think my opinion changed too hugely about this movie, but I did kind of recognize that simplicity and the pace definitely hit me harder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That watch than I've ever before.
I think I remembered liking it more than I actually liked it.
Yeah.
Was the thing.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Episode 3, Toy Story.
Huzzah.
Huzzah.
This is our shortest episode ever.
Oh my god. I've had people tell me that they thought that we were stoned out of our minds during that episode. Like, I've had more than one person.
Toy Story 4, right?
No, Toy Story 1. This is Toy Story 1.
OG Toy Story.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we did.
Really?
Yeah, because we were trying to punch it out before Toy Story 4 came out. This was like us trying to like punch out Toy Story and the original Aladdin because new Aladdin and Toy Story 4 were coming out. We were like, we have to get these 2 episodes, and Up was our filler in between.
Yeah.
And this movie, like, we realized that we had to record it by, like, we were like, we have to record, like, tonight. We don't have any time. And I don't remember what had happened that we couldn't start recording until, like, 1 a.m. or something like that. And we were exhausted. Because we had to, like, watch it the same night and record it
I think we were supposed to, our original plan was to release Space Jam in the place of that Toy Story ended up taking, and then the Space Jam audio quality ended up being bad, which we'll talk about.
And so we debated
so we
on
switched
whether or not
it to be Toy Story instead.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right.
So we had to get it done because we wanted to release we wanted to have 3 episodes to release the podcast.
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds more right. Now that you say that.
And also, Jessica came over and we watched it and recorded in the same night.
Yeah, that was our first time doing a watch and record in the same night.
Yeah. So we were giggly.
Yeah.
We were giggly and we were also exhausted, and everybody thought we were stoned. Like, we were not. We were exhausted.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything from that. I don't remember
anything we talked about or anything. But
Yep.
I have no idea how I felt about that movie at the end of that episode.
Yep.
So ranking it's going to be real fun.
Okay. Next movie was the new live-action Aladdin.
Hoo boy.
That was this. I feel like this was the first one where we were like super divided.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very divided. Nikki for sure liked this movie a lot more than I did.
I loved this movie, and I still love this movie, and I want to like do a redo because I feel like nobody gave this movie nearly as much love as I think it deserved because this movie was...
Did you guys talk about Aladdin on your Ariel?
No, we literally talked about Little Mermaid for our Patreon.
Oh, I should probably change the description on Patreon then.
I've got some ideas for our May Patreon that I will send to you after this.
Our Matreon?
Damn it, Thomas.
This one was also really hard because it was our first time recording right after seeing a movie in the movie theater.
Yes.
Like, we hadn't done a movie that we had just gone to go see yet. And did we all three go see it together with Julie, too?
No,
or did you, me, Julie, and Jess went to go see it, and you saw it by yourself?
I think I saw it by myself.
That's right.
Is this the one that you met that random guy at, or was that Lion King?
No, that was Lion King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not yet. But yeah, I loved this movie. But I did not enjoy recording this episode at all. I felt
This is the first time we had a guest.
Yeah, I did not enjoy having a guest either. On this one, I felt like I didn't get to really talk. I remember we went to bed and I was like grouchy after everybody left that night too.
Yeah.
I was like pissed off. I was like, I didn't even get to talk, and everybody was nobody liked the movie but me, and I didn't even get to like talk about how great the movie was. Everybody just talked about how much they didn't like it, and I was really grouchy.
Yeah, I did not like the movie.
I know.
I didn't like her.
I liked the movie. I just didn't like Jafar.
I did not like Jafar either. That was my biggest complaint about the movie.
I think that you guys were way too hard on Jafar. No.
I liked Will Smith.
Yeah.
He did a good job, I thought.
All right. Space Jam.
Space Jam. Poor Space Jam.
Poor Space Jam. Thank you to everybody who powered through and listened to our Space Jam episode.
We're sorry.
It tried so hard.
We are so sorry for Space Jam. And
we thought we were doing so well.
We felt like...
If I recall, and I have not listened to it.
Did you listen to it ever? Or just
if I recall,
I did not listen to it.
It was a funny episode.
That movie was funny. Or that episode was funny.
I remember our discussion being hilarious.
Yes.
Just because we accidentally recorded it on the laptop microphone, the audio quality is atrocious.
I remember...
And
yeah.
Even though our episode was good, let's be real, the movie is also atrocious.
That movie is the worst. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Guaranteed, you guys will find this movie in my top 5.
Oh my god, seriously?
No, not that high, but I don't think it's a bad movie.
Top 10.
I think I actually explained this in the episode, I think. I think it's a good movie. Like, I don't think it's a bad movie.
Bad movie, but my enjoyment of it is so good, like so up there.
I remember listening.
Some of these are good movies, like technically, like from a analytical standpoint, but I don't enjoy them.
Yeah.
And then some of these are really badly done movies, like they're just bad movies, and I fucking love them. So this should be interesting. Thomas gave me that hint to throw me off. I'm trying to make notes. I'm trying to, like, as we talk about them, like, I've got little columns for you both.
Ah, do you really? Ah, look at you.
So I don't fucking forget. I'm not writing notes, I'm just trying to be like, oh, I bet that's in her top 5. Yeah.
Huh.
We'll see.
I can tell you right now what's in my bottom 5. I've got...
I'm pretty sure I can tell you my number 40 right now.
I've already got my number 40 written in.
So do I.
I did it before we even started recording.
I bet it's all. I wonder if our 40 is all.
It
the
might be.
same.
It might be the same one for all.
Can
of
we
us.
just all at the same time say what our number 40 is?
No, when we get to it.
We have to do it at the end.
Yes.
When we're all done.
Oh my god, I hope it's the same. It would be the best if it's the same, you guys.
I feel like there's two options.
Oh,
There's two options of what it could be.
Same one. It would be the best if it's the same one. It would be the best. Okay. Oh my god, it would be the best. Okay. The next episode is Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4. I liked this movie.
Right.
This was a very good movie. This it did not surprise me that it was a good movie because I think every single one of the Toy Story sequels have been very good. So it did not surprise me that doing another one was also good. I was pleasantly surprised with it being so good 10 years after doing one.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I was surprised that Jessica enjoyed this movie as much as she did, considering she hadn't seen any of the in-between sequels.
Oh yeah, you've only seen the first one, right?
And she'd seen the second one, maybe? Or she doesn't remember. She's like Blackout doesn't remember the second one or something.
I think I've seen bits and pieces of the second one, and none of the third one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed this movie. I wish they would have given Buzz a little bit more to do, and made him a little less stupid. But overall, I really enjoyed it.
Huh. Yeah.
Boy. I'm so afraid to commit to my top 5.
Right?
I feel like we're eventually going to get to a point where we're going to have to move things like up or down.
I'm writing I'm writing really tiny. I wish you would have given me 2 different lists. I'm writing really small, and I already know that I'm going to have to move things around. The next movie is, as my daughter would say, Lion King in 1994.
Yes. Such a good movie.
This is one of my favorite episodes. All of our episodes. This is like one of my favorite episodes because
I do like this.
Jessica and I's exchange of
about eating bugs.
Eating bugs is one of my favorite.
There were a lot of good bits in this episode.
Like when people are like, I don't like podcasts. Like, I don't understand podcasts. I'm like, you know what? If you want to listen to one of our episodes, just listen to my Lion King episode. Just start there.
It's funny because I have a top 5 list of our favorite episodes.
But
I don't necessarily know that they're going to be the same as my top 5 lists of like my favorite movies.
Yeah. That's fine. That doesn't have to be the same.
We'll see.
Scarlett has been on a Lion King kick because I'm trying to brainwash her out of Frozen 2 right now.
Yes.
Great.
The other morning, I just turned it on and had it playing when she came downstairs. I was like, look, Scarlett, lions! And now she likes Lion King. So now she goes, watch Lion King? I'm like, yes, we can. Anything that's not Frozen. So, it's lovely.
Yeah, it's working.
It is working.
It's almost as if there are other good Disney movies besides Frozen.
What? No.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Okay. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Harry Potter.
The first one.
The first one.
Pip pip cheerio.
Pip pip cheerio.
I feel like I enjoyed recording this one. Out of all our Harry Potter episodes, I don't know which Harry Potter episode I enjoyed recording the most with you guys.
I liked this one because I feel like we had to do the most mansplaining to Thomas in this one.
This one is probably my favorite, if for no other reason than Dumbledore's vape pen.
Yeah,
so.
Does he have to do that every night?
Classic.
Yeah.
Does he do that every night?
I really enjoyed this episode because it was a nice break from kids' movies. And that's one of the reasons why I enjoy doing the Harry Potter episodes is because it's not a kids movie.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I can watch like a real movie. I also like doing the Marvel movies now for the same reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a movie though.
But I don't think I remember this was a rocky start for the movies for me.
It was a rocky start. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember I didn't particularly like it that much.
Because
because nothing really made sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
Where to place the Harry Potter movies on that?
I know, right?
I like the middle of my list. I'm just kind of like, it doesn't really matter. Just like relative positioning, middle,
Yeah,
whatever.
Right.
I'm just like, I'm kind of being stingy with my top and the bottom 5. But
Yeah. Yeah, same.
Do you know how hard it was for me to spell
My
the
bottom,
word Sorcerer's
my bottom 5
Stone?
are almost completely filled out, not because we've covered them necessarily, but just because I've remembered and I'm like, oh, I better put that down.
yeah.
All right. Next movie is The Emperor's New Groove, which is another one of my favorite episodes.
This is
of ours.
also a really funny episode of ours.
Yeah, this is one of my top 5 episodes
Yeah.
of ours. It was such a fun episode, and it's like, I remember the movie being very simple. It's kind of funny, I feel like most of our favorite episodes, there's not actually a ton to the movie.
It's almost,
And maybe it's because we don't feel the need to, like,
we don't need
go
the
into
overly
detail,
complicated.
like, scene by scene.
Yeah.
We just talk.
Yeah, it has this movie has a very simple plot, kind of like Up, but they keep the pacing of the movie is up, so it feels like it's moving the whole time, and it's really funny.
It is. It is very funny.
Yeah, it's definitely a very, very good movie. Very strong entry.
Mm-hmm.
Strong.
Very
Like
strong.
gold.
Strong, like long. All right. Next movie.
Yes.
It's...
Is it Discount Savannah?
Yeah, it sure is.
Certainly is.
It's
Don't close your eyes because you're not on Broadway. It's just The Lion King in 2019.
I'm gonna do what Thomas did and give you a hint. It's in my bottom 5.
Definitely my bottom 5.
Guaranteed.
I remember that I disliked this movie less than you guys disliked
Way
it.
less.
I also remember that because you were high. Something was going on, Thomas.
I just remember
Thomas
that
was high on his new friendship.
Jessica and I went to see it first, and because you went separately, Jess was like, oh my god, text me and tell me in GIF form when he gets home what his face is like when he gets home. I'm like, oh my god, he's pulling in right now. Hold on. And I like texted him like, oh no. Oh, this is going to be a very interesting
like,
episode.
oh no, I think I have to divorce Thomas.
And then, and then I was just like, don't talk to me. Don't say anything to me for the next 2 days. She's not coming over until tomorrow. Just don't even talk to me. It's insane. I couldn't believe how much Thomas liked it compared to us. And
I didn't even like it that much. I didn't think it was very good.
That
You
is
guys just
nothing
like
to say.
hated
I can't
it.
believe how much other people
I
loved
still can't
it.
believe how many people loved it. I still can't believe how many people love it. Like when people are like,
it blows my mind when people prefer this episode to the original animation. It
you mean the movie? Yeah.
blows my mind. Because like the original,
Absolutely.
while I didn't abhor this version, 94 Lion King is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Right.
I've had more than one person tell me that this movie is one of their favorite movies. Like the new one. Like I've had more than one person since then be like, this movie's like amazing. And I'm like, are you?
I mean, I'm sure that people feel that way about like us liking Aladdin as much as we did. And wasn't there another live action one that we liked? No. Not really.
No.
Yeah, no.
No. Oh, Frozen 2.
Oh yeah, that's another one where I feel like
we liked it, but I think a lot of people don't like it.
A lot of people don't like it.
Yeah, the people that like Frozen 1 don't like Frozen 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, moving on. Okay.
I was like, wait, did I rank it? Of course I did. It was already in my bottom 5.
Yeah, it was already sitting there, don't worry. Alright. Next movie, Anastasia.
Of Beverly Hills.
I like having Ryan on for this episode.
I enjoyed having Ryan on this episode as well. I miss Ryan.
I did too.
I just have to look how to spell Anastasia.
It's literally spelled how it
remember.
sounds, babe.
I can never remember if there's like a
no
sneaky
C.
N or anything in there.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a C. Man, I'm having a hard time committing to my bottom 5 right now.
I'm having a really hard time committing to my top 5.
Your
this
top
is very,
5?
very, very
I'm having
difficult.
a harder
I
time
only
with my
have one
bottom
in
5.
each so far.
Are you kidding me? My bottom 5 is almost full.
Well, I haven't skipped ahead yet, except for one.
Oh.
This is very difficult.
I think Anastasia. I think if the whole movie of Anastasia was just the first act, it would be a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it just kind of ended at Once Upon a December. And it's
wow,
kind of ended there.
That would be a very short movie, Thomas.
It would be a good movie.
This is one that has me torn because upon watching it as an adult, yes, it is not the best movie. But it was one of my favorites growing up, and I love Anastasia so much.
Wow.
I'm torn.
Once Upon a December is a very good song, so
okay.
That's what's got going for it.
Next episode is... Oh, are you ready? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm asking her if she's ready. I can tell that you're ready.
Sure.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is next.
Another one of my top 5 episodes.
Yeah?
Yes.
This episode is funny because Thomas has such a hard-on for Spider-B.
Chris Pine Spider-Man?
Chris Pine Spider-Man?
Yeah, I'm the one who has the hard-on for Peter B.
Oh, Peter B. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I liked our FMKs.
Thomas loves Chris Pine.
Yeah.
Did I host this one or did you host this one?
I hosted Superhero once.
Yeah.
I really liked hosting it because I got to flex some of my superhero chops.
Yeah.
During the episode, and I got to tell Nikki about Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
And how awful it is. And kind of shit on the bad Spider-Man movies. So that was fun.
Everyone loves shitting on Spider-Man 3. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah. I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed this movie because it's just like a very visually impressive movie, and it's a good, entertaining, good movie.
Right.
So
I
enjoyed hosting it.
Yeah. All right. Next movie. We need to go faster. Okay, next movie is The Little Mermaid. I wanna be where the people are. I wanna see them dancing. This is hard because I have such nostalgia goggles for this movie.
Again, if we were asking what was your favorite movie as a kid, this would be in my top 5.
Right?
But is it in my top 5 now?
Right?
I don't know.
Right? I have to think about it now. I'm trying to think of, I'm an adult now.
Mm-hmm.
So much easier for Thomas, I guess, to look at these movies. It's I didn't really have to start watching these until recently,
I watched Little Mermaid when I was a kid a little bit. I wasn't on a lot, but I watched it. I liked and I didn't like recording this in Seattle. Or not, in Washington.
Yeah. On location?
Yeah, I liked being able to hang out with Robert and Spencer doing this episode, but I miss Jessica.
I was really sad that Jessica couldn't do this one with us, but
I also missed me. Yeah.
But I got to do it with her later, so it was fine.
I started to listen to it and I was like, ugh, I'm not even in this one.
Why bother?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
I didn't enjoy... And I was telling Jessica this, too. I didn't enjoy recording it with 3 boys, because I was like, this is not fun for me at all. Because,
we didn't even get to talk about how pretty the dresses were at all. And it was bullshit.
I told her when we recorded our Patreon episode, I said, I thought recording with gay boys was gonna, make it kind of evened out a little bit, so that I didn't have Jessica on there. And she's like, oh, that's not the same. I'm like, I know, but it's okay. It was so fun, but I did miss it. Okay. The Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz.
I like this episode because I like Jessica doing the wizard snake, the snake charmer, the guy.
Oil salesman.
The oil salesman, yeah.
My favorite character that I've ever played to date, yes.
Yes, I enjoyed you doing his voice very, very much. And I liked listening to that episode too.
I don't remember this at all.
What? Do it, Jess.
Oh.
Do it. You remember she like came up to the window like him and
Well, howdy there, folks. I'm here as a young girl taken unconscious in this here household.
Oh, okay, I remember now.
Come by and offer my services.
you don't remember that?
I remember now. Yeah. I like that I got to share my. I like that I got to share. I like that I got to share my conspiracy theory about that guy in Oz, though.
Yeah.
About how he is everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh goodness, yeah, that was a good episode.
I enjoyed doing that one. I don't really remember a whole lot of what we talked about, but I remember enjoying it.
Okay.
Oh god.
The next episode is. I kind of wish Jessica would guess what our next episodes are before we say them.
Okay.
Because that seems fun for me.
Is it, it's Goonies, isn't it? I'm like, what's a down thumb other than live action live? Oh, yep.
Holy Goonies, Batman. I cannot believe that movie is such a big fucking deal to everybody our age.
What is it about this movie? Why do people like it so much?
And I, even since watching it, and I just don't get it, and I don't...
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't get it. Why is it such a big deal?
I wonder if that episode is one of the episodes that has the least amount of downloads because people listen to the disclaimer at the beginning
and they're like, how dare they?
Right.
I don't know.
All right. The next episode is Harry. I'm just gonna skip. I'm not giving you guys time to rank because we all know where that's in all of our bottom fives for sure. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is next.
Yeah. So this is the movie that actually got me interested in the series.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did it?
Yeah. This is the one that I actually enjoyed and then had to sit through two more that I didn't enjoy until I got it to another one that I did enjoy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I enjoyed recording this one with you because you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I was just happy that it didn't feel like we were dragging you through the trenches.
Yeah, that's for the next two movies.
Yes.
Yeah, this one kind of pulled me into the series more, which I liked. Because the first one did not do that at all.
Right.
And I was like, oh, am I going to have to sit through this, dumb, wizard thing for the next year?
Right.
So.
All right. Next episode, Jess.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Animated.
Huh?
It's animated.
Thumbelina.
Yes.
Ooh. Oh boy.
So Evie has seen this movie. Evie saw it once. So at this time when we recorded it, she had never seen it. And then when Disney Plus came out, my mom put it on for her. And she has seen it one time, and when she saw it the one time, she demanded it be the bedtime story Thomas, or I don't know if she's made you do it, but she's made me tell it to her.
I don't think she made me do it. She made me do, what did she make me do?
I don't know, it's not important to my story right
whatever.
now. But.
It doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't matter, but I'm saying is, she's made me tell her the story of Thumbelina every freaking night she's over it now, but she has made me tell her the plot of that movie so many times. I'm like, stop making me relive this terrible movie, Evelyn Grace. This movie is the worst.
She liked for me to tell her Hercules and Princess and the Frog.
No. Yeah.
Ah.
Anyway. That's my story.
Good story. Yeah. Oh boy, this is a bad movie.
It's pretty bad.
I enjoyed this episode, though, because I enjoed how we,
I enjoyed making fun of it.
Yeah. We did rip it up pretty hard, and it was funny to do.
I remember that I fell asleep for, the last 10 minutes of the movie. And you guys had to explain to me what happened and how dumb it was. Mm-hmm. And then just all the goddamn marriage plots in this movie. So stupid.
Really dumb. It's very, very dumb.
Yeah. It's a bad movie.
It's a really bad movie.
And it's not bad in a good way. It's bad in a bad way.
Yes. Yes, it is. Next movie is Lego Movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, you weren't
Yeah.
listening.
He likes that one.
It's so funny. I forget that we did Lego Movie.
Yeah.
Every time I'm like, oh, we should do Lego Movie. I'm like, oh, we did Lego Movie already. I don't remember anything about this recording this
Me either.
one. I don't remember.
I don't either. I mean, I remember that I think we enjoyed recording it, but I don't remember anything.
Yeah, I don't remember anything special happening during it or anything.
Mm-mm. Sorry, guys.
It's a good movie, though.
I mean, but it's a good movie,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. Lego Movie.
This is so hard. Yeah, I think we're coming up pretty quickly on my 4th favorite episode of ours.
Oh, I bet it's this one right now, which is our.
Is it right now?
I bet it is. We are on Casper. Yes, welcome to Casper with Dr. Phil Pullman Harvey, PhD.
Yes.
Harvey, PhD.
This is also a very good episode.
Oh my God, this is
Such a bad movie.
It's such a bad movie. This movie is so bad. This movie is so bad.
Episodes. Oh God.
But it's bad it's bad, but it's still kind of fun.
It's bad in a good way.
It's so bad. It's so bad though, and
but we enjoyed the crap out of it.
We did.
I did.
This is a funny episode to listen to.
Oh God. Again, this is what makes ranking hard.
It is. It does.
If it were top episodes, this would be my top 5.
Next is Beetlejuice.
Betelgeuse. Yeah.
Quite a good movie.
Is it?
If I'm gonna put a Halloween movie in the top 5 though, is that the one?
Out of Casper, Beetlejuice, Nightmare Before Christmas, and Hocus Pocus?
Yeah.
That's a tough go. But, however, I will say that my favorite time of year is Hocus Pocus time. It's Halloween time. When my Halloween movies get to come upstairs.
It's movie time.
Right. When my Halloween movies get to come upstairs and I get to watch Halloween movies all month long, it's my favorite. Yeah. And I love that. And I'm excited that my children are going to be getting old enough now to enjoy that with me. And Evie's almost there. This past year was the first year that she kind of got into some of them with me. And I'm like, next year, man.
Yeah. She really likes Jack Skellington.
She did like Nightmare Before Christmas this past year. So I think next year I'm going to get her. She likes the Beetlejuice musical, like the Broadway show. And she knows like what Beetlejuice is because she's watched the movie. So I think, and she's liked Hocus Pocus before too.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to get her on Addams Family next year. Mm-hmm. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, such a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Such a bad episode.
Oh, seriously though, we all know why.
Yep.
I was disappointed in myself on this episode because I was hosting, and I didn't actually watch the movie.
Yeah.
I watched it while we were painting the living room, and I really wasn't paying very good attention to it.
Yeah,
I remember that.
So I felt like I didn't do a very good job hosting.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, Thomas. We all have a stinker.
Yeah.
We'll just say it is in my list of episodes. This is in my bottom 5.
Yes.
0 out of 10 did not enjoy this record, you guys.
Right.
Oh, boy.
All right.
But, as a movie, pretty up there.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right. Next is Hocus Pocus.
Yes.
Another unnecessarily long episode.
Yeah. That's weird.
But.
It was another weird record.
Is this one that Shayna was on?
It was a bad record, it was just weird.
She was on Beetlejuice.
Oh, okay.
I don't really remember anything about recording this one. Like, I don't remember anything specific about it.
This one was a weird one.
Was it?
It was like, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either, even though it's like one of our favorite movies, and yeah, it was just a very odd recording.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was because we were like,
coming down from the last one.
Coming down from what had just happened our previous recording.
Yeah, that's true.
And we were like, how do we do this again?
Right. Yeah, I don't really remember anything about it, but Hocus Pocus, is a great movie. The end.
It's fun.
Indeed. It is a fun movie.
Yeah.
The next movie is Frozen.
Frozen.
one for Frozen.
Everyone's favorite movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's in my top 5, guys. It's up there.
I bet it is.
Yep, it's right in the top 5 at top. Number 1, actually. Just write it there in your hints for yourself.
Yep, don't worry, I already got it.
Yes.
This was, I mean, I think we enjoyed recording this one, although this was one that we had to, no, it was Frozen 2 that we had to get done before I went to work, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was the one where it was, like, speed running it.
Yeah, it was speed running, and it was my first time editing, and I, like, took all of the breaths out. So,
Oh,
like,
yeah, so we all
like,
sound like we're just
So
robots
it was, like,
that don't breathe.
double speed
Yeah.
run.
And, like, I think that was the one I made my sister listen to. She was like, whoa, do you guys breathe? And I was like, it was my first time editing. She goes,
So funny.
and I was like, guys, I did it. And you guys were like, okay, just a note for next time. Maybe a little bit more gap. And I was like, okay, I can do that. No problem.
Yeah. I like that you guys agreed with me on the trolls, though, because trolls are the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's probably
The trolls are the
all I was
worst.
about to say.
Absolutely.
And that Elsa's the actual bad guy in the movie.
She
Yeah.
certainly is.
Would make it such a better movie.
I don't understand why everyone likes Elsa so much when Anna's so much better.
Right.
At least in the first movie. She sucks in the second movie, but...
She really does suck in the second movie. But we'll get there in an episode. Let's talk about Pocahontas first.
Pocahontas.
Pocahontas.
An interesting record session.
I also don't really remember much about this one.
This one we had a nice discussion on whether it was racist or not. And
Yeah.
how racist it
Oh,
was.
yes. Yeah, I asked you that question, didn't I?
We had a discussion about racism, and we had a discussion about, like, what was PC to even say when recording it, like, what was okay to even say about it in the episode, like, if it was okay to say
Oh, no, it was Princess and the Frog is the one that I asked you if it was racist or not.
Yes, that's what you're thinking.
Yeah.
I remember...
And then we also discussed whether or not John Smith was a piece of shit or a legitimate romantic interest.
Yeah. How the story of Pocahontas was, like, totally changed for this movie.
And you blew my mind. Like, this episode was, like, just a giant mind blow because I had no idea what the real history was. And also the whole, listen with your heart and you will understand, and like that's how she understood the English.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, oh, what? Like, that's cool.
Yeah, Magic Rosetta's tongue.
Yeah.
That was cool. Frozen toast.
Frozen the dose.
It's a good.
He's pretty good.
It's pretty good, no?
He's very nice.
Watching it recently with Scarlett, I'm upset that Oaken doesn't have any lines in the movie.
I think that there should be a prequel about Oaken. Just Oaken and his family and their trading post in Sauna.
Agreed. So this is a movie that I enjoyed very much a lot the first time we saw it. And then my enjoyment for it has been decreasing each time I see it.
I can see that.
Or maybe not so much my enjoyment, but like, I realize that it's a less and less a perfect movie the more I've seen like more plot holes and like just bad film like mechanics.
We definitely had some very high praise for it when we saw it that first time.
I definitely still put Frozen 2 above Frozen 1 for me.
Oh, way above Frozen 1.
Way above. I still think that the music is way better, and I still think, like, filmographically, I think that it looks a lot prettier. So, like, I like how they filmed it and stuff. Like, I like how a lot of it looks more, but I'm definitely enjoying it less and less the more that I've heard it in the background in my house.
Yeah.
But with that being said, they have been Scarlett has watched both 1 and 2 over and over again a lot. And when she asks to watch Elsa, I will try to get her to watch this one over the other one.
Right.
Hands down every time, because I prefer at least hearing the music to this one over the music in that one, because I literally only like up until Love is an Open Door. And then I hate the movie after that, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm glad there are no trolls in it. That's it. That's all I had to say. I think I also agree that my enjoyment of it has gone down the more I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you kind of see more of the flaws.
Mm-hmm.
And Anna kind of just basically Anna just gets more and more annoying every time I see it.
Anna does get more and more annoying the more that we listen, the more that I watch it.
Which is upsetting because she's awesome in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then there was a thing that you showed me, like a accurate movie trailer.
Yeah.
What is that channel called?
The Honest
again?
Trailer.
Honest Trailer.
Honest Trailer.
And they pointed out that like 90% of the movie is them explaining the previous movie. And ever since then I'm like, wow, yeah, it really is though.
Yeah.
Like they spend way too much time talking about the first movie. We get it. We saw it. We were all there.
Right.
And then it's Christmas time.
But it's Christmas time? Movies.
It's Christmas time.
And we started Christmas with which Christmas movie did we do first, Jessica?
Elf.
Yes.
Mm.
Elf. The movie that Jessica completely shattered for me was Elf.
Did I?
You frickin' did. You shattered the frick out of Elf for me. I loved Elf. And you're
still allowed to love Elf!
No, you ruined it for me. When we recorded that episode, when you pointed out to me, like, is he a child or is he an adult? And he has a romantic interest. Is it yucky or is it not? And I'm like, fuck, I don't know. And now I don't know how to feel about it. You ruined it.
Sorry.
And now I feel like I can't, I mean, while I do enjoy the gentle, sweet comedies of Will Ferrell, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, those are just questions. I don't think
I know, but it was just a question I had not ever thought of before. Now I feel like it's all I can think of.
Yeah, but buddy.
Bye, buddy.
I think that being weirded out by those questions but still loving it is totally a thing that you can do. Because I still love it.
I do still love it. Do I love it enough to be in my top 5? No.
I think it's fine.
Alright, the next Christmas movie is... Jessica's guessing, not you. She doesn't have a list.
Christmas Story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll shoot your eye out. You'll shoot your eye out. So this movie, is not as good as I remember.
He finally admits.
Is that another one we ruined for you, Thomas?
Kinda, yeah.
Finally.
Having to watch this movie with a critical eye has kind of ruined it for me, I think.
Thank God. That is not a good
So
movie.
it will not be in your top 5. Got it.
Or is it still in his top 5? With the nostalgia goggles. The next Christmas movie was...
I think Home Alone was the only other one we did, right?
Yes.
Well, there was one other one.
No.
Oh, God.
Oh, yes, there was one other one.
That's right.
You know.
Oh, God, that's right. Jingle all the way.
Almost was going to be a Patreon episode, and Thomas convinced us to do it as a regular episode.
Oh, my God. Which one did we almost do? We almost did, like...
I think we almost did The Grinch.
Yeah, we almost did The Grinch.
Yeah, that's right.
And Tom's like, let's do
I
this
convinced us to do this instead.
The Grinch, Thomas. God damn it.
But you got to hear my Arnold impression.
Yes,
Oh
we got to hear
God.
so much Arnold, and then 2 weeks later we got to hear a lot more Arnold. More on that.
I'm very heavily committing to my bottom area, by the way. Like, I feel like I'm gonna have to rearrange some of these.
This is also a movie that I remember being much better than it actually is.
Ooh, I bet.
It's good.
It's because parts of it were really good, like really funny.
Yeah.
And then other parts of it were painful
not.
to sit through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy. Now I'm having trouble with my picks for Nikki's bottom 5. Is it gonna be Christmas Story or is it gonna be this one? Shit. No, I'm okay. I've got it.
And then the next week, we have a special episode that was so special and so exclusive we didn't ever air it.
It's true.
And it's a Kindergarten Cop that was recorded with our good special guest stars, Joe Boyd and Four Roses.
Four Roses whiskey. Yep. So, Kindergarten Cop. Actually, a pretty good movie.
It was not bad.
It's a decent movie.
I don't know. We didn't talk about it. We talked, you guys fucking did Arnold impressions the whole time and took shots of whiskey while Jessica and I sat and regretted all of our choices for the evening.
We regretted it more and more every moment that passed.
Every moment we regretted it. We were idiots. That's what we were. Idiots.
Hey, we live and we learn. But it was nice watching a movie that wasn't a kid's movie.
That part was
good.
There's kids in it, though.
There's children in it, yes. They are present. And I think it was after this episode where we were like, maybe we should get back to watching movies for kids. Rather than just movies we watched when we were kids because they came out when we were kids.
Yeah.
Home Alone.
Home Alone. Did I write this one?
No. It was a movie that we watched.
Yes.
I thought this episode, I enjoyed watching I enjoyed recording this episode, if I recall.
Yeah.
And, I enjoyed,
I had a prop.
That's right.
Thomas did have a prop.
You had the
I was really proud of that.
And
the aftertaste, yeah.
I enjoyed, I was the host on this one, and I enjoyed all the stuff I found out about this one when I researched it. I was like, oh, I didn't know this, and I didn't know that, and I didn't know this, I didn't know that.
This was, if I recall, it's never really been one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
And this watch as an adult did not change that, so. Yeah.
I liked watching it this time and paying attention to the setup in the beginning and how good of a job they do to set up the plot in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they kind of fall down in a couple places during the movie, but I think overall it's pretty good. Stands up.
It's not a bad movie. Yeah. It's a cute movie. It's just not in my favorites.
This is when we started to realize that Chris Columbus does a lot of movies that we like.
Right.
So.
Yeah, right. That's right.
What would be next?
It's a princess.
It's
a princess.
This is the...
Oh, Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, this is a tough one. I don't remember by the end of this episode how I felt about this movie. So I guess I'll base it off of my childhood feelings.
We like this movie.
That's what I thought.
You liked the Kill the Beast song a lot.
Yeah, the mob song, yeah.
And then we found out that no one boots like Gaston.
That's right. No one boots like Gaston. Yes, this is the movie where it really showed how very little Nikki knows lyrics.
Yeah. It's a good.
Very nice.
What's the next?
We're on
Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Then Pimpton starts.
HP3.
Ooh. Oh boy.
Oh, it's not a good one.
This is not a good one. No, you're correct.
It's not a good movie, guys.
That's the Spicy Bad the movie.
It's the Spicy Bad the movie. Azkaban, I know you're going in the slot of 40.
It was particularly bad for me because I was coming off the high of the second movie. I was like, I actually really like the second movie, so I'm kind of excited for this one now. And then this movie is just, nothing makes sense.
Right.
Everything is over, we're not gonna show you anything cool. We're just gonna tell you that it happened.
Yeah.
And it's just like, blah, I don't care. It doesn't make sense. Just blah.
I remember that I went into this watch, with Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban being one of my bottom 5 flicks, potentially ever. And then, as we talked about it during the episode, it kind of like went in and out of my bottom 5. Like pretty consistently throughout the episode.
Yeah.
And,
I just remember, I think this is the one you guys had to explain the most to me, like even more than the first movie.
We definitely did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just because nothing made sense.
Right.
Right. And I remember coming out of it appreciating like the cinematography more, but not so much the storytelling.
No.
I was so bummed because I remember this book. I was so excited because this book was so good. And this was like the first one that I had read having not seen the movies at all. And I was like, oh, I'm excited to finally see one of the movies that a book is going to be, like, it's going to be from like what I was imagining for the first time. And I remember just being like, this was not as good as I had expected it to be. And this is not good enough. And I was so bummed. Now we're in Pinsman. That means we're on The Princess and the Frog.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Word. Princess and the Frog. This is a really good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one that I asked you if it was racist or not.
Yes.
Which there was no answer for.
And I was like, as a white woman, I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah, I liked this movie. This is one of those princess movies that no one really seems to care about that is actually super good.
Right. Very, very
like this
underrated.
This one, Entangled and Brave,
yeah,
are like the ones that no one really like knows about, but are super good.
Right.
Okay, and then into the Pinsman we go with our first adult Marvel movie, Captain America.
Yeah, Captain America.
Which Thomas was so excited to get to start to do.
Yeah. I like that we decided to do chronological order, but I also kind of don't like it because that means we haven't watched Iron Man yet.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But it's next, right?
It is the next movie.
It is the next one. Yeah. This Pinsman cycle coming to you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I recall enjoying this movie very much.
Yeah. I don't think I enjoyed it quite as much as I remember enjoying it, but I still like it. I don't think it's up to the same caliber as some of the other really good Marvel movies. But I think just because it was one of the first ones that were really good.
Yeah.
Kind of has a special place for me. But I don't think it's as good as some of the other ones.
Agreed.
But I also really like the fact that it's a period piece. And also Haley Atwell.
And also all the men
you guys get Sebastian Stan, I get Haley Atwell.
Sebastian
I get Sebastian Stan and Chris. And there were quite a few hotties in this movie, if I recall.
There were a lot
Richard
of hotties.
Armitage is in it.
I am not complaining about you having a hard-on for Haley Atwell. Mm-hmm.
Richard Armitage is in it.
That's right.
Hugo Weaving. Yeah.
Okay. Then we do Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of Fire.
With Edward Cullen.
Oh, yes.
Which definitely was not as bad as Harry Potter 3.
Right.
It's not as bad as Prisoner of Azkaban, but it's still kind of bad.
I wanted to like it very much because it's a good book, but yeah. But it's literally, I didn't necessarily think it was a terrible movie.
Yeah. All I can really say for it is that it wasn't as bad as the previous one.
Right.
And
then we had Bob's Robot on and did Despicable Me.
Despicable Me, yeah.
That was another fun episode, if I recall. I mean, we were all over the place, but I remember we had fun recording it.
I think Bob's Robot was the perfect guest to have.
I think, yeah.
Bob's Robot is a great guest.
It was fun having your dad on.
He was a non-controlling guest and just kind of went with the flow.
Yeah.
I would, comparatively, Shayna Katala was also a good guest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like with Bob's Robot, all four of us were trying really hard to make the other ones laugh.
Right.
And I think that was very good.
Yeah. Yes. That was fun.
Yeah. And it's another one of those, like, simple but entertaining movies.
Yeah.
Then our next movie is Mulan,
Mulan!
which we watched in preparation for live-action Mulan for no reason
Then
at
the
all.
COVID happened.
And it's so interesting because we had no idea. We had no idea what was coming. Like, isn't it just crazy to think that we had no idea at that time?
Yeah.
That
we were so sweet and innocent.
It was just something that was happening in China, like SARS. And then all of a sudden, everything changed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Huns attacked.
Yeah. I think that this is my favorite princess movie. I think.
Yeah.
Usually when people ask me who my favorite princess is, I say Mulan.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I would agree. She's definitely one of my favorite princesses, and movie-wise,
it's a good movie.
It's a good movie. I don't have really many complaints.
Mushu can be a little annoying sometimes, but I think overall, I think he's fine.
Mushu, but
I'm just really sad that we don't get to watch the live-action one for a long time still.
Yeah, I'm honestly one of the things I'm most bummed about with this whole thing happening.
Yeah.
And then we did Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
So it's funny that we did Captain Marvel and we talked about it, and one of the trends that I've seen online that people are doing during this quarantine, because they don't have children and they have all the time in the world to sit in Netflix and binge and do nothing. And a lot of things that people are doing right now constantly is, we're gonna watch all the Marvel movies in order. Yay! And I've seen people go like, we just did Captain Marvel, and it's such an amazing movie. And I've seen so many people post that, and I'm like, but is it? And
it's not, though.
Did you watch it? It's just such an interesting...
It's not a good movie.
Yeah. I don't know. That's all.
No. That's disappointing.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's equally as disappointing. That's equally as disappointing as the people who like the new live-action Lion King.
Right. And then, next movie. Jessica's face.
I don't know what to do. Okay. Continue.
Next movie is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix.
Yes.
With the jaunty adventure music.
Still one of my favorite scenes of that whole movie.
I think this is my favorite Harry Potter movie so far, though.
Nice.
Just because they did a really good job adapting the book, like figuring out what needed to go, what needed to stay in to tell a coherent story in 2.5 hours. And also, they made a point of actually, like, showing the cool stuff.
Right.
Except for the whole flying over the river broom thing. That was stupid, but I think overall, I think it was a very good movie, and I'm glad that 2 out of the 5 movies we've seen so far have been good.
Right.
So far, we're 2/5 of the way to
We're
good.
40%.
And then final movie was WALL-E.
WALL-E.
WALL-E. At this time, we are going to pause the recording while everybody sits and locks in their votes. Okay, we've taken some time to rank ours, and now we are ranking, we're guessing what we think each other's tops are. And we've given each other a couple of hints.
God, it's not helped at all.
No, Jessica asked me for some of my middle placements. I gave her a middle for me was Home Alone, and a middle for me was... I don't remember what my other hint was, and I don't want to give it another away. Oh, Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah.
And Jess gave me as a middle is WALL-E and Toy Story. Thomas, give us 2 of your middle movie rankings.
2 of my middle movie rankings would be... upper middle would be Aladdin.
Which one?
Huh? Oh,
which one?
92.
One. Yeah, the new one.
Okay.
Lower middle, WALL-E.
Okay.
Thomas, you are a puzzle. How are we married?
No, but really. I don't understand.
Alright, okay, I'm ready. Okay, so, do you guys want to do bottoms first?
I think that the bottoms is going to be more entertaining, so let's do tops first.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah?
So, let's do Thomas's tops first. Let's Jessica and I guess what we think Thomas's tops are.
Okay.
Jessica.
Are we? And we're
Do you
not
want me
listing
to-
these in any particular order, Thomas, is
Yeah.
what we decided while you were gone.
Yeah, we are just gonna guess what we...
Do you want me to tell you, like, per guess if it's right or wrong, or do you want me to give you a grade out of 5 at the end?
Great. I'd say grade out of 5 at the end. Like, tell us who got closer out of the two of us. How about that?
Okay.
Jessica, do hers. Yeah? You think?
Yeah. Are
Yeah.
we including the runners up?
I didn't
Or is that
guess
if
anybody.
If one of them is a runner up, that's a half point.
Oh, you mean like if one of ours is his honorable mention? I was gonna say I only guessed 5 tops and 5 bottoms for everybody. I didn't guess anybody's honorable mention.
If one of them is one of his honorable mentions, it gets a half point.
Yeah. All right. So okay. So go ahead, Jess.
Okay. Am I listing them all?
Yeah. List your 5
one at a time.
List his 5 tops.
Okay. In no particular order.
Yep.
I have Mulan, Lion King, the animated one. I have the Lego Movie. I've got Space Jam. And I'm not gonna lie, I wrote down your honorable mention, so there is a 3-way tie here. But I'm gonna go with Kindergarten Cop, goddammit.
Okay. Is that your 5? That was 5?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess Space Jam. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So I guess Space Jam, animated Lion King, Emperor's New Groove, Kindergarten Cop, and Mulan.
Okay.
Alright, so give us your top 5 from 5 to 1.
Okay.
Wait, no. Tell us who got closer first.
Okay, so Nikki got closer.
Ha-ha!
God damn it.
That's
Alright.
close, though. You were close.
Okay.
So tell us what your actual list was,
Okay,
including honorable mentions.
Yeah. Yeah,
Top-
give us your honorable mentions first and then your top 5.
Okay, honorable mentions. Space Jam and Lego Movie.
Oh, Jess! Good call on Lego Movie. That was almost a guess for him for me.
Top 5. Emperor's New Groove. Lion King. Captain America. Spider-Verse. And Mulan.
Man, I almost did Captain America for
and
you.
Spider-Verse were on my honorable mentions list.
I
Damn
thought
it
that you
for
were gonna. I thought when we were talking about Captain America, and you were like, "Oh, I thought I liked this movie a lot more than." Like, didn't he say that a couple minutes ago when we were saying Captain America? He's like, "I remember liking this movie a lot more."
Yeah.
I may have...
Downplayed how much it went down in your book?
Yeah.
Suck, Thomas.
I still like it a lot.
Fine.
So.
Yeah.
You threw me off.
Yeah.
Threw me off my game.
That was a strategic move on Thomas's part.
Well played, Thomas
He's
Dorsher.
deceptive.
All right, Jessica. I'm
Yes.
ready to play you.
Ooh, do it.
Okay, Jessica's top 5s according to Nikki. I'm gonna guess that Jessica's top 5 movies are The Little Mermaid. Cause damn it, I know you put it down. That was my hardest one to guess for you. So please tell me you did it.
Okay.
Nightmare Before Christmas. Beauty and the Beast. Princess and the Frog. And Mulan. Okay, Thomas.
Okay, Thomas.
I just want to preface this by I pretty much just guessed for both of you.
What?
So.
That's
Thomas, that's not how you play the game.
Thomas.
Come on. It's no fun at all.
So, for Jessica, Order of the Phoenix, Princess and the Frog, Lion King, Mulan.
You don't know her at all. She hates the Lion King.
Thomas got higher than you did,
No!
Aha!
Nikki. Not by much, though. Not by much.
All right. Give me your 5 freaking honorable mentions first. Go for it.
You know what? I'm gonna give Nikki half a point because I was torn between putting Nightmare or Hocus Pocus as one of my honorable mentions.
Yeah.
And I went with Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
But Nightmare was up there, so I'm going to give you that half point. So you technically got 2 points.
Okay.
In my top 5, I've got Princess and the Frog as an honorable mention. Hocus Pocus as an honorable mention. And then Captain America is my number 5.
Okay.
And I don't know if I just really like it or if it was that it was not a children's movie.
Right.
And I was so relieved by that it was like a relief. But I really liked it. The one that Nikki, you thought was Little Mermaid for my nostalgia factor.
Was it Beauty and the fucking
was
Beast?
Actually, what?
Was it Beauty and the Beast?
No, Beauty and the Beast is not on my list.
Oh, okay.
You guessed that one too.
Did I?
It's Anastasia.
What? Really?
Yeah, I told you.
Stupid.
That deep inside me, I love that movie no matter what. And then Lion King, the animated one.
Oh, okay.
Spider-Verse.
Okay.
And Mulan.
Okay. Okay, guys, do me.
Yicky! Let's do it. Thomas, do you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Mm-hmm.
Guess your wife.
Okay.
My wife.
Okay. You ready? Betelgeuse, Little Mermaid, Nightmare, Despicable Me, Lion King.
You got your points down?
Yep.
Did you math that out? Okay.
Yep.
All right. For you, my wife, I have Toy Story, Lion King, the animated one, like it needs to be said, Little Mermaid. How many have I guessed so far? I'm trying to go around my honorable mentions. Despicable Me, and live action Aladdin.
You guys don't know me at all.
Did we not get anything?
You guys really didn't. No. Toy Story was like my number 20. Like,
Okay.
I had Toy Story way down in the
That
middle.
was my wild card. That was my, I have no idea. I've got one spot left. I've got no fucking idea what to put down.
So my honorable mentions are...
I also have Spider-Verse in your honorable mentions.
Spider-Verse and Lion King are my honorable mentions.
Okay.
With Little Mermaid was my number 8, so that was right there.
Oh, gotcha.
But my top 5 are Emperor's New Groove, Hocus Pocus, Pocahontas, Beetlejuice, and Mulan.
Damn it, I crossed out Hocus Pocus to put in Toy Story.
I got one.
Yes.
Nice.
Live action Aladdin, though, was next after Little Mermaid. I, felt really stupid making my list because I was kind of like, it's just all princess movies. It's just... But then I had Captain America, and I felt really weird that I had Captain America so close to the top of my list, too. I was like, how weird. Right? Okay.
It was weird.
So, on the count of 3, I want everybody to say what their number 40 is.
Yeah.
Okay. 1.
We might have different ones.
I will laugh. I don't care. I just want to know if it's the same because it'll be funny if it is, and if it'll be. Isn't it still funny? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Goonies!
Thumbelina!
We all have different ones. Mine's live action or Lion King.
Oh, man.
It was a close tie between that one and Goonies, though.
Man, that's silly.
And Thomas, I had Thumbelina in your bottom tree.
All right, so yeah, what was my bottom guesses for Thomas are,
I gave you one, so.
Yeah, I had Thumbelina and your bottom guesses. Wait, where is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Thomas's bottom guesses, I had Thumbelina, Anastasia, Goonies, Prisoner of Azkaban, and Captain Marvel.
I have Captain Marvel, Prisoner of Azkaban, live action Lion King, Thumbelina, and Goonies.
Oh, I have live action Lion King. I must have crossed it off. Okay, tell us your bottom, baby.
Okay. Bottom. Honorable mentions. Live action Aladdin.
Wow.
And Jingle All the Way.
Wow.
You put it all the way down at the bottom.
My actual ones are Thumbelina, Captain Marvel, Prisoner of Azkaban, Goonies, New Lion King.
Nikki,
Yes.
I have for your bottoms Christmas Story, Thumbelina, Live Action Lion King, Frozen, the first one, and Goonies.
I have Thumbelina, Jingle All the Way, Goonies, New Lion King, and Frozen 1.
Man, you guys are so close. Like,
Yeah?
you guys are both so close. I actually, bottom 5 are Thumbelina, Christmas Story, Jingle All the Way, Lion King, Goonies. My honorable mentions are Anastasia and Frozen. I would, if it were between Thumbelina and Frozen, I would rather watch Frozen.
Well, yeah.
That's fair.
Than Thumbelina. So,
That's fair.
Frozen I put as my honorable mention. So, yeah.
Thumbelina is the literal worst.
Yeah. So Anastasia is my other one that I also very much like. Sorry, Jess.
Wow, rude.
Yeah. But Captain Marvel was next after that. My next bad one.
Nice.
Alright. Jessica.
Yes.
Thomas, you do yours since you just guessed. It doesn't matter. I'll give my real guess.
Fuck you, Thomas.
Alright, I said, so Thumbelina, Prisoner of Azkaban, Goonies, Lion King, 92 Aladdin. Is that 5? Yeah, that's 5.
Okay.
I feel so doubtful of my bottoms because I thought I had her top so secure. Alright, Jessica, for your bottoms, I have Goonies, Thumbelina, A Christmas Story, Jingle All the Way, and Despicable Me.
Alright. I'm gonna say you both got 4.
Woo!
Wow.
Cause I did have Jingle All the Way and Christmas Story tied. Because I did hate them both. And I could not bring myself to make one of them an honorable mention.
Right.
So, yeah, my 5 are Harry Potter 3.
Yeah.
Prisoner of Azkaban. Jingle All the Way / Christmas Story. Thumbelina. Goonies. Live Action Lion King. And then I did have Home Alone as one of my honorable mentions. And then Frozen is also kind of near there, but
yeah. I have Frozen as upper middle for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
the only
if
part
I had
of it that
rearranged the whole middle, I probably would have put it further back, actually.
Yeah. The only part that I don't like about it is the trolls.
Yeah. It just boils down. I'm not a Christmas movie fan, guys. I don't like Christmas movies, y'all.
I had Elf in the bottom middle.
Yeah.
I have all the Harry Potters in the bottom middle too, because I haven't really cared for the movies very much. I've liked the books much more.
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready for my FMKs?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very quick. They're very
Forgot about that.
Cool.
Okay.
I didn't know we had FMKs.
I said I have
That's
a couple. Alright, look at your top 5.
Yes.
Look at your bottom 5.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
You have to take one movie from your top 5, and you have to burn it, throw it away forever. And you have to take one of the movies from your bottom 5 and replace it and watch it on repeat for the rest of your life. Which movie would you burn and take away? And which one would you replace it with of your bottom 5?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
It's a fun game, right?
I think I would get rid of Cap because there are 2 other Cap movies that are better.
No. These are the only movies that exist on the planet right now.
What?
Ever. This is the only movie.
Once you throw this movie away, the bottom one is the only movie you get to watch.
Forever.
Like the bottom movie that you replace it with.
You get these 5 movies are what you own right now.
The top 5.
These top 5 movies are what you own. You have to get rid of one and replace it with one of these bottom 5. And that's all you have in your DVD library forever.
Okay.
Streaming doesn't exist in this alternate universe.
This is the quarantine pandemic.
Okay.
And streaming doesn't happen.
All
and
right.
the points don't exist. And the limit does not exist.
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay, I would get rid of Lion King because I already don't watch that very much.
Okay.
And I would replace it with
If you got rid of the
I would
animated
replace
Lion
it with
King,
Harry Potter or Prisoner of Azkaban.
if you got rid of the animated Lion King and replaced it with the 2019 Lion King, it wouldn't even be like you got rid of the original.
How dare you suggest such a thing? How dare you?
Some would say it's a better version of it.
I did. If I had to pick one of these movies, one of these bad movies to watch, and that's the only movie I can watch, it would be a different choice. But since I can avoid this movie because I do have the other 4 good ones, Prisoner of Azkaban. Thomas?
I would get rid of Emperor's New Groove, just because the rest of my top 5 all have, they're like stories with strong morals. And Emperor's New Groove is just kind of
It's just fun.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think I would replace it with...
Oh, my bottom 5s are so bad.
I think I would replace it with Goonies.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Yikes. Wow.
Doof.
Just because I have real Lion King, so I don't want to have other Lion King. I really don't want to watch Prisoner of Azkaban again, just because it just doesn't make sense.
No.
I feel like I have the real Cap, so I don't need no Cap.
Yeah.
Right.
And I just don't want to ever see Thumbelina again in my entire life. So it lives Goonies.
That's fair. Nikki?
So I would also get rid of Emperor's New Groove, but probably not for the same reasons as Thomas. It's because all of my other 4 movies have music in them. Like I have Mulan, Beetlejuice, Pocahontas, and Hocus Pocus. And they all have bops in them, in my opinion, and have good songs that I like to sing along to.
And so to fit that theme, you're gonna pick Thumbelina because it also has music in it.
I would actually replace it with a live action Lion King, you guys, because
what the fuck, Nikki?
because the music is at least. It is the Lion King soundtrack. So, if anything, I could at least
Except for the best song.
Huh?
Whatever Beyonce's bullshit was.
Yeah, well, that's
true.
That's true. But
is now spoken
if anything, I could at least turn it on and have the music playing in the background and not pay attention to a terrible movie.
Can I tell you that if I had to pick one of my bad movies to be the only movie I could ever watch ever again?
Yes, that's my next question.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. It's Jingle All the Way. And I would zone out until the very end.
With the presents at the parade?
Just the ornament thing. That part's highly bingeable. Yeah. Yep.
Again, I think Oh, I'm sorry. You were calling on Thomas.
No, I was Nikki.
Yeah, that was
Nikki.
Again, I think I would probably keep Lion King 2019 because at least it's basically Lion King.
God damn it.
I know. It's a terrible movie, but at least it's a carbon copy of the animated Lion King. So there's that. Thomas?
I think out of my bad movies, if it was the only movie that I could watch, I think I would do Captain Marvel.
That's fair.
Just because it's a competent attempt at a bad movie.
It is a cinematic thing. Yes.
Yeah. You can say the same thing about Lion King, but I think I would rather watch Captain Marvel than live action Lion King.
Yeah.
I think.
I would agree with that.
Okay. Final FMK.
Ooh.
You are faced with your worst mortal enemy ever. The person that it fills your stomach and your pit with rage when you see this person and you hate them and you hate them and you have been given an opportunity to lock them in a room and force them to stare at a movie on repeat for hours and torture them with one of your worst movies and handcuff them, which one of these movies do you force them to watch on repeat?
Goonies.
But listen, a lot of people like Goonies, Jessica.
I bet you they wouldn't after they only watched that. Once they realized that they could never see another movie again.
There's two parts to this question, Jessica.
Okay. So I tell you my answer to part 1 now?
Tell me your answer to part 1.
Thumbelina. 100%.
Thumbelina is also
movie.
my torture movie.
Wow, rude, you guys.
But you've decided after many hours of Thumbelina torture that you want to make up with your mortal enemy and you want to make peace. Now you want to show this mortal enemy one of your favorite movies and force him to show one of the top movies of yours, and you think that this movie will change their heart and you will then become great good friends and fight evil crime together. Which one of these movies do you think would change them to be your friend?
Spider-Verse.
Anastasia. Because I do not want to make friends. Damn it.
John Bluth all over the place.
If they liked Goonies, they'll hate Anastasia. Nikki.
Pocahontas. That's it.
And listen with your heart.
Listen with your heart, you will understand. And then also understand whatever language I'm speaking. That's it. That's our 1-year podcast-versary episode, everybody.
Happy 1 year.
Yes.
We've been doing this for a year. We'll see if we're here in a year again.
I don't know, man. You guys need to frickin' start listening and tell other people to listen to us, because...
It's 12:45, so we should probably go to bed.
Yeah, our kids are gonna wake us up in 5 hours, regardless of how much sleep we get, so...
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. Alright. Well, love you.
Love me too.
Bye.
Bye. That's a good throwback. Remember when we did our own song? Happy anniversary.